Having said that, we can expect next week against Ferguson.
There will be significant changes.
The lad deserves to enjoy his final hours.
People, now every time I do one of these JPL off-season update videos, I've always begin with the phrase, biggest news yet. But this time, even Usain record will break before this one. According to Bond Sports TV, former Reggae Boys head coach Theodore Tappa Withmore could be heading back to Mount Pleasant Football Academy and will assume the role of head coach in the organization. Whitmore spent 2 seasons in charge of the St. Anne-based club, winning the JPL once and losing in the finals last season. However, his contract came to an end and was not renewed. We also understand that Portmore United head coach Davion Ferguson will also be heading back to join his former boss's staff, and talks are on the way for him to opt out of his current contract at Portmore United, for which he has not even played a game in the JPL. Physical trainer Lamar Morgan will also be making his return to the St. Anne-based club. His move will be a lot easier given he didn't take up any other employment. The only person of the original Tappa Withmore staff that is not confirmed is goalkeeping coach Reggae Boys legend Warren Barrett, who is set to have another arrangement that he cannot get out of. Alright, a lot to unpack here, obviously, but man, this is absolutely shocking news that came across my desk yesterday. It's now been official this morning as everybody under the sun is reporting it. But honestly, it just crazy what's happening. Tappa leaving at the start of the summer was big news. I know he returning before the summer even ends is even greater news. So it really calls into question what was the thinking behind, not working out his negotiations on the right way the first time. I know because he's not the one that's been chased, he clearly has all leverage in the world in this negotiation. The information I got is that they're still not seeing eye to eye on certain details, but you have to imagine that it's pretty close. And it just honestly makes sense to me because, again, if your aim is to win this regional tournament here in the Caribbean and CONCACAF, why not get a man that has all the experience coaching the national team in, CONCACAF? And honestly, the fans weren't happy to hear that he wasn't returning, so now they should be buzzing with the news that he's coming back. The bigger news to me as well, the other big shocking news from this excerpt again from Bond Sports is that Davion Ferguson will also be trying to head back to St. Anne and join his Tappa crew again. Now that's to me just a big shocker. He was just recently announced at Portmore United again at the top of the summer, and it would have been his first big major role as a head coach in the league. So here he gives that up before a ball even being kicked is a big surprise. That must not be feeling good for those folks over Portmore, the new ownership group that took over. But I'm quite sure if they're going to release him, they must get a big bag of money to even consider it. But Mount Pleasant is definitely the only club in Jamaica that can buy him out of that contract right now. So crazy news all around, but it didn't end there. Okay, so the old band may be coming back together, but what about the current crew? According to many reputable news outlets, including CVM, has now confirmed that the St. Anne-based club dismissed the entire coaching staff led by Harold Thomas. All I can say here is absolutely ruthless. I know some people were saying that Mount Pleasant was the Chelsea of Jamaica, and they were referring to the amount of players they were buying, but in this case I'm finally a believer because the way ownership deals with managers, you just have to call it a Chelsea-like ruthlessness. They have gotten rid of Harold after only 90 minutes of action, and sure the team never looked that great on the pitch, and sure he had a shocking, press conference right after. But to think that after all that work they were being putting in the preseason and all through the summer, that they'd be gone even before the main season kick off. But it is clear that the Mount Pleasant ownership not taking this Caribbean Cup lightly, as they have poured a lot of money into trying to go to the top of the region. But it must be even shocking to him and his crew that they're already out after one game. It has even been said that they were already asked to leave their homes in St. Anne that was provided by the club, allegedly. And it's also been reported in some circles that training for the next 2 days has been cancelled completely as they try to work out this entire coaching saga out. And Ghana should be happy to hear all of that as they face them next in the Caribbean Cup on Tuesday. Now, if you're wondering why this big turnaround after only game 1, well, I might have an answer for you. As owner of Mount Pleasant Peter Gould, as reports have stated that owner of Mount Pleasant Peter Gould was actually out of the country all summer and only returned on the day of the match on Tuesday. So apparently he was in Sabina Park and he was watching his team play for the first time in the summer, and I guess he just simply hate what he saw. So he probably has pulled the trigger to have the man that carried him to 2 JPL finals to return back to his club. All I know, it is absolutely a gold mine of a news, and we wait to see what happens next. So that's more pleasant drama, but we also have some fresh transfer news for you all in this update. According to our reports, former National U20 defender Tarick Ximines is expected to join his high school coach Davion Ferguson and many-time JPL champions Portmore United from Cercle Bruges in a permanent transfer. In 2022, he left Mount Pleasant FA and joined the Belgian club Cercle Bruges on a permanent move. However, things didn't seem to go the way he hoped, having only made 1 first-team appearance and spending most of his time with the reserve team, where he has scored 5 goals in 27 appearances. It is clear that Cercle held the young reggae boy in high regards as he signed a multi-year contract that was set to expire on June 30th, 2025, with an option for a further year extension. That prospect seems unlikely given his return to the JPL according to our reports. Of course, with Ferguson possibly heading back to Mount Pleasant, this move may now be in danger of collapsing, and we have to say stay tuned for more on this in the coming weeks. So yeah, so interesting enough, when he first returned to Jamaica this summer, he was actually at Mount Pleasant training, and it didn't seem that they could work out a deal, and he actually was opting to go and join the camp over at Portmore along with Davion Ferguson. But all that is probably out of the window now, since Davion Ferguson is now looking to skip from Portmore back to Mount Pleasant, so Ximines might end up back at Mount Pleasant and play for Mount Pleasant again. We don't know. So it's really all going helter-skelter at the moment based off what Mount Pleasant are doing. Okay, speaking of that club, there's another exit from last season finalist as 23-year-old defender Gawain Austin is expected to join Charlton Maroons FC from Mount Pleasant on a permanent transfer for undisclosed fee. This move comes as a surprise given he was acquired last season from Portmore United. Gawain is the nephew of former national team captain Rudolph Austin and will be joining his 3rd club in the JPL, having also previously represented Portmore United in the past. So far in his career, he has played 47 matches, so he has been around the league for a bit. Another smart pickup from Charlton Maroons, I believe. Austin showed glimpses, especially towards the end of the season last year, that he's a solid player in the back line and can offer a lot if needed on the right back role. But in terms of Charlton Maroon, who will be returning back to the league for the first time in 2 years, this is another solid, experienced JPL talent to bolster their squad. So, no qualms from me. Alright, moving on. Former Clarendon College standout player, 19-year-old central defender Devontae Hodges joined 5-time JPL champions Harbour FC from Dumbarton FC on a permanent transfer for undisclosed fee. Hodges has won multiple titles as a schoolboy and was a former Mount Pleasant Academy graduate. So far, he has accumulated 19 caps in the JPL career and is the son of former national team striker Davion Hodges. Again, not much to speak about here. He was always a promising up-and-coming player, and now he will get a chance to probably shine in a very youthful-looking Harbourview team who definitely choose to go with the youth this season. So he may have a standout season coming this year. Now, a rare move for Vere Phoenix United as Alex Gale makes the move with his coach Lenward Hyde from Dumbarton FC on a permanent transfer for undisclosed fee. The 23-year-old midfielder joins with 2 years of JPL experience, having represented Charlton Maroons in their first season and Dumbarton last season in the JPL. He has so far played 47 matches, recording 7 goals and 1 assist. Alright, so again, not much to say here. Is this again familiarity with your coach sometimes, can play pivotal. Clearly, Lenward Hyde needed the quality of Alex Gale in this very United midfield, and he has sprung for his wallet. So much needed experience again join this very team, and it's interesting to see if they will add any more pieces before the season starts on the 15th. Alright, and finally, Brazilian central midfielder Lucas Lima has returned to Montego Bay United ahead of the new season. The 24-year-old Brazilian had a pretty decent debut season in the Jamaica Premier League last year, playing 24 matches, clocking 2,150 minutes and scoring 3 goals. We were originally led to believe his time in St. James was over after the departure of his former coach at Montego Bay United, Theodore dos Santos. Alright, now all I can say is that this is actually a good move for Montego Bay United. Mobe fans should be delighted because I thought Lima was one of the better number 6 last year in the league and definitely helped propel Montego Bay United for coming very close to edging out Waterhouse for that top 6 position. So the fact that they lost John Ferreira to Mount Pleasant, it was disheartening to hear they lost the other Brazilian midfielder, but it seemed that they worked something out and he's now back at Catherine Hall. So we should all be looking forward to see how he fits in Zapata's system. Okay, after all the drama, we are ending this update on some positive news as former Arnett Guns starlet Kaheim Dixon is officially a Charlton Athletic player. He has signed a 4-year deal and he may make his debut in the League One match against Bolton on Saturday. Again, splendid news, and we hope all the best for Kaheim Dixon in his adventures in England. But okay, that is all we have from this off-season update. Mount Pleasant is clearly the Netflix that keeps giving us banger episodes one after another. So who knows, we might be back here next week with something else from that club. But I can't see nothing being more shocking than what's going on with the coaching merry-go-round that is going on in St. Anne. But again, that's all I have here. Please like, subscribe and share this video so we can go ahead and produce more for you guys as we look to keep you up to date on all things in the JPL off-season leading up to September 15th. Otherwise, for great JPL content, you're already at the right place. JPL Fan. YouTube, pick up yourself.